Hello viewers, welcome to this special series on Sansad TV, Rashtra Nirman One Step Higher. This is Suman Arora. The vision of a Viksit Bharat by 2047, spearheaded by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, envisions an Atmanirbhar Bharat that seeks to empower our nation's youth, foster innovation and propel India to the forefront of global progress. In this series, we are focusing on the pivotal role played by the country's premier educational institutions in shaping the future of our nation. These institutions not only equip students with world-class education, but also provide them with hands-on experiences and opportunities to contribute directly to nation building. Today, we have with us Director IIM Raipur, Dr. Kumar Kakani. IIM Raipur is a premier institution that is playing a significant role in nurturing the next generation of leaders and professionals. Dr. Kakani is a distinguished academician and leader in the field of management education. With an extensive career in academia, Dr. Kakani has made significant contributions to the growth and development of IIM Raipur. His expertise in strategy, leadership and organizational behavior has been much sought after in diverse academic and corporate circles, both within and outside India. Earlier, he was Director IIM Kozhikode of Faculty at XLRI Jamshedpur and Labasna Mussoorie. He has worked internationally as an academician in Denmark, Nigeria, Singapore and UAE. Professor Kakani has also served as the Director of the Government of India's National Centre for Leadership Development and Competency Assessment. He has co-authored multiple books in the domains of finance and public administration. Let me welcome Director IIM Raipur. Thank you so much for joining us today. Dr. Kakani, IIM Raipur is known for its world-class education and focus on management excellence. What is the broader vision of the institute towards nation building, especially when India is marching towards a Viksit Bharat by 2047?
So let me start by saying I thank you, Sumanji, for this opportunity, to DD Sansad and your team for this particular initiative. So allow me to share a broader vision which essentially drives the organization. First and foremost, we are a higher educational institute. And higher educational institutes are like 250 to 300 year old trees. In other words, the way the institute started, we started in 2010 and we are trying to build an institute which possibly becomes a benchmark, and 250, 300 years down the line, it becomes the way Takshashila, Nalanda or today's Oxford and Cambridge are referred to. In that sense, views and decisions are not myopic. What do I mean by that? The broader visions are, in simple language if you ask me to say, one, the day people from international destinations come and study in IIM Raipur.
Right.
Second, the day faculty members and colleagues of this institute become directors and vice chancellors of this institute or similar institutes. Third, the day the nearby villagers and surroundings essentially take inspiration and decide to take up MBA program or PhD programs from such institutes of national importance. So these are the broader goals, and we do that through nurturing, you can say, through learning centric environment wherein we try to create future leaders through research and practice.
IIM Raipur aims to prepare ethical leaders who are not only committed to business, commerce or industry, but they are socially conscious towards their contribution to nation building. What exactly would you mean by that?
So we mean by that is that a person should be understanding what his values are, how it aligns with the nation and nation building. We're talking of a Viksit Bharat 2047. When we talk of Viksit Bharat 2047, we need to have Viksit Chhattisgarh 2047. We also need to talk about a future wherein the people who have been born in 2020 onwards essentially come to institutes like IIM Raipur, which are top kind of destinations for everyone to choose from and which become essentially places wherein people visit and engage themselves. Ethical leadership in some sense is like being aware of oneself, being aware of one's values, being aware of the moral turpitude that might happen in case someone crosses such lines, and enabling that it seeps into the decision making when it comes to business decisions, because most of these people are going to be corporate leaders and corporate managers going forward.
So what you're talking about is that when you are giving your education to them, so are there any special projects which also teach them to be like socially conscious, that they have to work in social surroundings?
Yeah. We ensure that there is a course titled Managing Social Impact. It is done in collaboration with the Tata Steel Foundation. We also ensure that there is a course on business ethics. And apart from that, at the start of the 2-year program, residential MBA program, all the participants have to go through a 8-day boot camp, emerging managers boot camp, which captures many elements of this.
Okay, that's how they become socially conscious of what exactly is going on, what is their role and responsibility towards nation building. Yes. That is really interesting. IIM Raipur has developed the Biodiversity Nucleus project. So what do you think that an integration of management, education and environmental sustainability, so how do these fit into the larger framework of an economic development?
Yeah, if we see, we can't be so negative about the nature and destroy nature and keep on progressing as human beings. It is very important for us to acknowledge the nature, arrest things like climate warming, ensure that we do sustainable development. In other words, we are talking of sustainable practices as well. So to give you an example, the Biodiversity Nucleus initiative which has been created in IIM Raipur is based on a location. So to give you a small instance, we are located in a place which has laterite soil and wherein there is bedrock below, and it is near impossible to grow anything. But if we observe, we essentially used excavation processes, soil preparation, innovative planting techniques and similar to ensure that in flat 20 months we've converted 1.1 acre of campus into a place wherein flora and fauna are there, the birds are there, and also we also ensure that protection of reptiles happens.
That's fascinating.
Because on a laterite soil, water retention is not feasible. So we have to find ways, and I think we are doing something very meaningful there.
Oh, that's really good. And you have also collaborated with PRS legislative research to train Vidhan Sabha Secretariat staff. So how do you think that such collaborations can enhance governance and entrepreneurship in future?
Yeah, if you see, PRS essentially is into capacity development, apart from awareness and other things of elected representatives and the people who assist elected representatives. So we said that, look, there are initiatives to do capacity development of everyone else, but not the one who are donning the roles of Vidhan Sabha Secretariat staff and such. So we decided, and we've already done 6 training programs of 3 days each for almost all the states, except for 2 to 3 states. We've done training for almost all the states across the country, and they come to the campus, 3 days of engagement wherein they go through capacity development program. It includes Lok Sabha staff, the seniors members of the Lok Sabha also come and tell them on what are the norms that are there. This capacity development immensely helps in their being aware of what is a budget, what are the norms of certain behavior, and what is team building, and aspects, all those related to both the aspects of, you can say, norms of a constitution, norms of the parliament, and apart from that, how does one align and make all these things seeping into the broader plan and vision of the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, that is Viksit Bharat 2047.
Right, that's so good. That's such an innovative idea also. Like, so many collaborations are so critical when we are talking about this Rashtra Nirman. And do you think the collaboration between government bodies, other government bodies and private entities and international partners also are useful?
Yeah, definitely. So to give you a certain example, we are currently talking to at least 11 different universities across, you can say Europe is about 8 and 3 are from the US, wherein we are talking of 1+1 year master's international dual degree program.
Okay.
The idea is a student essentially gets selected and spends 1 year in IIM Raipur and another 1 year in, let's say, a place like UC Davis or University of Wolverhampton or University of Exeter, and essentially ensures that imagine the kind of benefits one will have when you are spending campus, your experience in such contrasting spaces, one essentially representing the south and another representing the other side of the world, and ensuring these collaborations immensely help in developing not just the students but also the faculty, and it also ensures a great academic environment inside the campus.
Yeah, but what about the expenses? Is it very expensive, or do these collaborations between our institutions and foreign institutions bring down expenses, because the fees are astronomically high, I've heard?
No. I think we do kind of ensure that they take into consideration the actual needs of the society. And also, for your information, when it comes to fees can be drastically reduced if one understands that in the corporate sector, it typically is people, product and resulting in profits. The typical standard, there is this GE's CEO used to say this. Whereas, if you ask me in the higher education space, if one does meaningful work, and if the organization is committed to doing magic, it is people, then product, and then finally it can result in endowments, grants, scholarships, and such donations and CSR funding as well. So we do interact a lot and are doing a lot of these things which possibly should be resulting in such benefits.
And how many batches have already been there, like they have undertaken this course with your international partners?
So we are talking of launching all of this from 2027 January.
Okay.
In other words, this is essentially a bit which is currently being worked out, because you need to understand that a student needs to get visa, and there are many other approvals which are needed, and the organization should also, our board has to approve, the academic council has to approve, and the other side as well. The other institute should also be, in some sense, has to go through certain process. My sense is you will definitely see the first admission and first batch by January 2027. Fingers crossed. I'm sure we will have about 400 students taking this particular.
That's so good. Our best wishes for that. Right. And your institute has significantly contributed to executive education, like providing training to professionals from various corporations. So how does it strengthen India's global competitiveness?
See, unlike you can say IITs, wherein the focus is more towards the undergraduation programs, IIMs essentially are about giving a top-notch experience for postgraduates and the working executives. And you would agree that it is very important for us to tick mark that box and do a great job of executive training and executive education. And we are thankfully we seem to have done an extremely good job. And to give you a very quick example, we are the first IIM, or rather first institute in India, which is doing a 3-day program titled Leadership Lessons from Nature, priced at ₹3 lakh only for
Leadership
CEOs.
Lessons from Nature.
Yes, and this will be done in the Tadoba Wildlife Sanctuary.
Okay, so what does it consist of, this course?
This consists of essential, you see, nature has lot to give, if one were to spend time and learn from it. So we have about 4 people who are experts, one a wildlife expert, another a HR expert, another a retired police officer, and of course yours truly as well, We four will be taking up roles in terms of taking them through nature trails, walks in that particular wildlife sanctuary, and making them understand how trees and animals adopt and sustain themselves and keep growing and prospering. And there is a lot to learn from them.
Yes, that's true. But this is such an innovative idea, right? Must be very interesting. I'm sure the students are enjoying that.
Yeah, I think we are eagerly looking forward to that. And yes, there is demand in the corporate world.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Our Honorable Prime Minister, when he says that we have to have Viksit Bharat by 2047, that also means one thing, that we all have to add much more than what are our defined roles and responsibilities. We have to contribute much more than that if we want to be a Viksit Bharat by 2047. So what about IIM Raipur? Apart from offering courses on academic excellence and skill enhancement for your students, are you doing something for a common man in your area, for local communities, something that directly impacts them, something that focuses on community development?
I'd be honest in saying the best thing we've done is Chintan Shivir, a 2 days capacity building workshop for all the Chhattisgarh cabinet, including the Honorable Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh himself. He also participated. It included they doing yoga, they doing meditation, they essentially attending classrooms. They even did not pick up their mobiles, and some of the trainers were Amitabh Kant Saab, BVR Subramaniam Saab, that is CEO Niti Aayog, and then Gaur Gopal Das ji and others. Each one essentially came and shared their nuance of knowledge that was there, and imagine the percolation down and the effect it should be having on the state of Chhattisgarh. So this is like actual magic happening. I am reminded of what one IAS officer long back told me. राम कभी उसकी मदद करके देखो जो आपको वापस न मिल पाए, न आपको जो है धन्यवाद दे पाए. And I think that is what actually this particular initiative is about. Another initiative I will also say is the Certificate of Entrepreneurship, 3 months. Using haptic learning, we are taking SC/STs of the Chhattisgarh state and nominated by the respective district collectors.
Okay.
And doing it pro bono for free without charging even a rupee to the state. So these are initiatives which you would agree is aligning with the common man, and which is essentially ensuring magic is there. A third bit I would also elaborate on this is, you see, the state and the location of our institute is in relatively remote area. To be specific, the village outside the main gate of our campus used to have a barber who till January 24 was doing business by way of barter system. In other words, he will cut hair of someone and they will give half kg of rice and similar for the whole year. What we've done is ensured that he goes through a proper capacity building, 3 months, and then he was now all of them essentially have been transformed into they are running a saloon on their own.
Oh.
Yes. And similarly, what we are doing is picking up local people in and around the campus, ensuring that they are given opportunities such as painting and such as the local art they have, and we also give them a letter of appreciation. All of this also results in their getting a better job in some other place, just in case they decide to move on and have higher aspirations as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You have also collaborated with Assam University through Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat Yuva Sangam. So I'm sure it leads to youth empowerment, which is so essential for nation building. So would you like to share something about that?
Yeah. So around 45 delegates and 5 faculty colleagues from that Assam University came to our institute. You see, people learn about life and the way to manage life using 2 ways. A by either running around the court, or B by traveling. And what this particular initiative of Yuva Sangam, Bharat Yuva Sangam, is a fantastic initiative. It gives exposure of a different state. So the Assam youth came and they essentially went through various aspects of the state, the traditions, the development, the people-to-people connect, the technology and the tourism. Technology, of course, from the institute part and other aspects. And they were given a proper 6-day exposure visit. Honorable Governor also gave them time and space, Honorable Governor of Chhattisgarh. So all of this essentially resulted in Assam University and the state of Assam also benefiting, and of course the Chhattisgarh state also benefits in the process.
Right, that's good. IIM Raipur has been making efforts to diversify its student base, which also includes increasing gender diversity, academic diversity. So would you please tell us, like, how does it contribute to nation building?
Yeah, an MBA essentially is about the experience you go through. And the higher the diversity is, the better will be the experience of the student and the more learning opportunities will be there, because it is not that Gyan comes only when a faculty talks to the student. Gyan comes, 70 to 80% of the learning happens because of the jugalbandis and the chats which happen among the students. Hence, in that particular endeavor, what used to happen, in 2019 our gender ratio was hardly about 12 to 13%. Today, it is about 55% to 60%.
That's
the females
impressive.
are 55%
That's
to
impressive.
60%. The best part is, the institutes created such a niche that even though our offers for male and female are similar, the acceptances from the females is much higher because they look forward to coming to IIM Raipur.
Oh, that's so good.
Apart from that, in terms of academic diversity, we ensure that we give more weightage to people who bring academic diversity at the time of the selection process.
Right.
So let's say if someone comes with a background, a history or a medicine, etc., we will valorize it and we'll give a little more importance to it.
See, like our Honorable Prime Minister is laying a lot of focus on skill development and capacity building, etc. So, from what I have seen, like, you know, what you have told us just now, it seems that apart from giving academic knowledge to your students, you are giving a lot of practical skills also to them. Would you like to share some success stories, some case studies in this regard?
Yeah, for example, students having an opportunity to visit T-Hub, the Telangana Hub, is an experience in itself. All the students who are part of the entrepreneurship program essentially get exposure not just of the Naya Raipur smart city and the industries around Raipur, but we also take them to Hyderabad, make them experience T-Hub and ensure that they speak. A. B. We also have an adjunct faculty position wherein people with rich industry experience are essentially are requested and they do take up positions of adjunct professors. So the inputs of the industry get seeped into and the practice happens. To give you a small example, HPCL CMD joined our organization, Dr. Kumar Joshi. Shortly, the Aditya Birla Group's global HR president will be joining us. And similarly, that is similarly retired IAS, IPS officers have also been accommodated. And similarly, we also have somebody by the name Professor Vinod Menon, who worked in the industry for C-suite roles right from MRF to Tata Consumer to Reliance. All of this, imagine the kind of benefit which happens to the student when they spend time with these people. So it is adjunct faculty, a very committed staff and faculty members, and that is how magic is happening.
Oh, that's really interesting. And what about students, those who are still not, who are still in school maybe? Is there anything for students like, because this is basically management studies at the post-graduation level, anything that our students can learn, some kind of course for them, for young professionals?
Yeah. So there are no courses at this point, but what we do is we create aspirations in them. We create the ability to dream in them.
What I mean is maybe some kind of internship or some hands-on learning experience.
So internship, we welcome them. We do allow them to kind of do internships under our faculty colleagues, and definitely we have them. But what I was also saying is, to the schools in and around Raipur, including the state of Chhattisgarh, we tell them that please bring your class 8, class 9 students to our institute. We'll give them a tour of the campus, create a certain aspiration about them, and also give them a certain career guidance. and then we leave them, because
Yeah,
at
so-
that
so
age, if
crucial
they
for
start
that, yeah.
at that age, if they start dreaming, you would agree that they'll achieve higher highs.
Yeah, because they are going to be the biggest stakeholders in this journey.
Finally,
towards
they are the
Viksit
ones who are
Bharat.
going to be Viksit Bharat 2047.
They are the ones who are going to make the most of most contribution also, and also to benefit the fruits of Viksit Bharat.
Perfect,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So based on your own professional journey, whether you've had any internships, any mentorship in that professional journey, what would be your suggestion to the students and maybe their parents also, who are co-navigating the journey of their children? Like, how can they prepare themselves, because they are also supposed to make significant contribution to nation building?
My suggestion to any student, and of course their parents indirectly, is keep the focus. If you keep the focus, magic will happen. That is, keep dreams high, keep the focus. And when I say keep the focus and conscientiousness, you please avoid all your digital devices or anything else when you are studying. A. B. I would also request them to keep away from the social vices which are there, such as drinking, substance abuse, etc., gambling, etc. And I am telling you, they will rise far, far higher. And that is how we will make our Honorable Prime Minister's Viksit Bharat 2047.
Our show has come to an end, and I once again thank you so much for giving your precious time and sharing your insightful inputs for this program. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
so
Thank
much.
you so much. And I'm sure IIM Raipur will go a long way in ensuring that we contribute towards the Viksit Bharat vision.
Viewers, as we work towards the ambitious vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047 and the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat, it's heartening to know that institutions like IIM Raipur are aligning their efforts to train and equip young minds who will contribute to India's growth and self-reliance. The internship and training initiatives offered by IIM Raipur undoubtedly provide students with the skills, exposure and real-world experience needed to drive innovation and economic development across sectors. This is all for today. Thank you for tuning in to this insightful conversation. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the journey of our nation towards becoming a self-reliant, developed India by 2047. Take care and keep watching Sansad TV.